Hey, what's going on, guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally be talking about the second generation Bivy Stick. Man, this has been a review that has been a long time coming. I started using the prototype Generation 2 Bivy Stick device back in January of 2020. Took it out on a solo winter desert backpacking trip, and this was exactly what I needed to be able to communicate to my wife that things for that trip were not going quite as planned, and being able to communicate with my wife with the Bivy Stick was awesome. Now, granted, there are several different types of satellite communication devices out there, so what makes the Bivy Stick, particularly the second generation Bivy Stick, different from the original Bivy Stick, and even compared to another newcomer on the market, the Zoleo satellite communication device. So let's talk about and review this Generation 2 Bivy Stick Blue. I have thoroughly enjoyed the massive upgrades that Bivy has put into this device when particularly compared to their first generation, their first device, the Bivy Stick Orange. Now, you can see side-by-side comparison, these two devices are very different in size and they have very different functions, particularly on the device itself. When it comes to how the app works and everything, mostly everything is the same, but let's talk about what this device did not have and how it's changed with this one. So the original Bivy Stick is pretty large, and the reason that it is as big as it is they had put a very large battery in here that actually allowed you to use this as a backup battery bank. Now, to me, that is not something that I really want to have in a safety device. A satellite communicator is a safety device, and I don't want to be charging my phone from this, potentially depleting the battery life to the point that now this is obsolete. So I'm really glad that with the second generation, that is not an emphasis on the use of the device. The other thing about this is you have a USB power port and an on button. That's it. That's all you get from this original launch of the Bivy Stick, and a pretty difficult cover to push on. But that's it. You don't have any kind of SOS button. You don't have any way to check in. And that's what they have updated specifically on the device itself for the second generation Bivy Stick. So here on the side, you've got your power button. Then you've got a check-in button. And then you've got different status lights. You've got a signal light that'll show you when you are connected to your satellites. So we can turn this on actually. So you'll have a red light for when it's not connected to satellites, green when it is, and then you've got a status light here that will show you the status of incoming and outgoing messages. So this is a two-way communicator. So I'm able to send text messages to any email or phone number, as well as receive text messages to the dedicated phone number that you get with your Bivy Stick account. Yes, you get a dedicated phone number that is yours and it sticks with the device. Some devices out there don't provide that feature, and you get a different phone number every time you log in or every time you set up the device or whatever. This has a dedicated phone number, and that's really nice because I can tell my wife, I can tell my friends, here's my Bivy Stick number, and save this in your phone. Here on the side, they have added, like I said just a couple minutes ago, there is a check-in button and the ability to set up a check-in message to various contacts within the Bivy app. And it's really nice to be able to send emails, to be able to send to whatever phone numbers within your contacts. Really slick, really easy to do, and a maximum characters of 160 on your check-in message. All I have to do is push and hold that check-in button, then the status light's gonna go and it's gonna boom, send out that check-in message that's preset on the Bivy app, which you can change from your phone in the field and all of that. Really nice. So I don't have to pull my phone out and use my phone as the primary method of using the device. That was the other big downside of the Bivy Stick first generation. I was required to activate SOS from my cell phone with the device. I was required to send messages only through my phone, and now I can use the check-in button with this as a standalone device. I don't even have to bring my phone with me. I can use this as a standalone device because I've got the check-in. I can let my wife, my friends, family know that I'm good and have all of that set up beforehand. And I can also activate SOS here on the bottom of the device with this little flap cover that covers the SOS button. So when I push and hold that for 5 seconds, it's going to activate Global Rescue. A lot of other devices use a service called Geos. Bivy is using Global Rescue for their service of SOS communication and such, and it's really nice. So really cool that this new device now is a standalone device and does not require you to have your phone to be able to have the safety aspects that you want from a satellite communicator. It's also great that it's got integrated into the device a 1/4-20 threaded female thread for any type of GoPro accessory. Another thing to note about the Bivy Stick is this charges by USB-C, and I'm really happy to see USB-C as a standard now for the device as opposed to both of these that use micro USB. So 95 grams of total weight for this device. Really, really cool. It's super lightweight, very, very small in comparison to like your cell phone. And I believe this is actually lighter than the Garmin InReach Mini. But how does it compare to the InReach Mini? Biggest difference to me is the fact that the InReach Mini has a screen on it, which makes it a little bit more of a very much dedicated device that never has to rely in any way on a cell phone. But you do have more fail points with having a screen and everything on that device. And it's a great device, but that leads me into the next piece of the review to talk about the app and the way that you use this device with your cell phone. Now, you've got the Bivy app to do all sorts of different types of things, to be able to pull weather reports that come from dark sky. Those weather reports are really nice, detailed enough for what you would need for being out in the backcountry, particularly as a backpacker. It's going to give you the information that you need. A little bit of wind speed information. It'll give you all of the temperature ranges and that kind of stuff. And you can do it over 3 days or 7 days. The other thing is using it, connecting it to your phone allows you to send and receive text messages. So outgoing messages and receive incoming messages. And then also to be able to do tracking with the device. I'm able to do tracking, which the Zoleo does not have that option currently, and that is a big difference between the two, because if I was being absolutely 100% honest right now, and I was a consumer trying to decide which of these two devices to purchase, having never used them before, the Zoleo would honestly be my preference. And the reason for that is Zoleo is really polished. Their user app, the user interface on the app is really well put together. And I think Bivy's got a little bit of work to do to get a more polished app interface that just makes using the device through your phone and everything a little bit more seamless and just a better experience. One of the things that's a little frustrating about the way that the app integrates into the device is I have to click out of several screens to be able to see on my phone what my signal status is connected to satellites. I'm not able to be in the message screen and see that I am connected to satellites. That is something that obviously you can see on the status signal light here on the device, but it's nice to know, okay, where in the bars am I connected to the satellites? That not a deal breaker in any way, but I think it is important for you to be able to see that. And so other things that are within the app that I think make the Zoleo a little bit more appealing is just the overall use of the app. Things are a little bit more like well placed, and the layout of things are a little bit more well thought out. So I'm hoping that Bivy at some point will kind of totally revamp the app, because the app is the same that it was on this device, and now that you've got more options and just a better satellite communicator here in general, hopefully Bivy will put some more time into making a better app user experience. Does that mean that the user experience of the app is not good or that it doesn't work? No, that's not what I'm saying in any way. What I'm just saying is that it's not as polished as some other options out there, and really not a deal breaker, because in my time of using this device since January, it has worked great. It has been ultra reliable, just very, very good experience. And I don't have many negative things to say about this because it's been reliable. It's been awesome. It's lighter weight. It's way more reliable and faster than the original Bivy Stick was. And I haven't talked about it yet, but this runs on the Iridium network, which is a very reliable network. I have access to send messages and receive messages all over the world, so global coverage, and Iridium is a very reliable, good network. So Zoleo also runs on that. Just an awesome network to be able to know that I go out into the backcountry, it's going to be reliable. I don't have to worry about things that way. So let's talk about cost of using the Bivy Stick Generation 2. That is one of the biggest pluses to this device and the Bivy Stick in general. They use a credit system. So as opposed to an annual contract and using that as a way to save money on your service of the device, they are using a credit system that is $17.99 for 20 credits for a 30-day period. You're able to cancel and restart that at any time, which is really nice. And then you were $30 a month for 100 credits, and then $49.99 or $50 a month for you to get unlimited access. So they actually reduced the price of that unlimited plan pretty recently and made it more affordable. So I've got unlimited use available from the device for $50 a month, which matches the pricing of the Zoleo in their unlimited plan as well. So the benefits to that is if I'm paying the same amount and I've got things like tracking available, then this may be the better device for you than going with the Zoleo, for example. Even though maybe the app's not as well put together, that shouldn't be necessarily a reason to not use this device, because I've got the ability to track within the Bivy app, ability to download offline maps for my treks and everything within the Bivy app as well. So really a lot of great options available through this particular device. And it's been reliable. It's been awesome. And I don't have really glaring negative things to say about it. I've really enjoyed my time using the second generation Bivy Stick, and I'm going to continue to use it. It's awesome. It really is. So there you go. That's the Bivy Stick Generation 2. I'm going to share more information about this at another time, because I want to do a full comparison of these two devices. I'd like to bring in the InReach Mini and talk about that. But well done, Bivy Stick, on just creating a massive upgrade to the original Bivy Stick and making something that is way better for consumers, way better for adventurers and people going into the backcountry. Well done. Just a great device. And I've got link down in the description where you can purchase, pre-order everything for the Bivy Stick Generation 2. Thanks for watching today, guys. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next video. See you later.